is the other one. Quick word on the group, Scott Minto. How do you see it panning out?
Well, I do think that Switzerland are the favourites for me, but Canada, you know, by being the host nation and how we've talked about them, arguably their best ever side, what a great opportunity, especially playing at home. And that's why, as we've touched on already, today is just so important to get that win. I think for Bosnia, a draw would be a decent point, whereas I think for Canada, they've got to go out all out. So for me, I think Switzerland are the favourites, but Canada should be trying to fight for that second spot for sure.
Absolutely, we're getting ready for the teams to make their way out, and they are on their way out. The Canadian opening ceremony has been stellar. We've had Bublé, already a beautiful day. We've had Alanis Morissette. You ought to know every game at this FIFA World Cup is live on TalkSport, including Canada against Bosnia with former Benfica defender Scott Minto, alongside your commentator Nigel Adderley.
And we will start with the Bosnian national anthem, Državna himna Bosne and Herzegovina. And the Bosnian anthem, one of 4 in the world without any lyrics. And now we have the host nation, their first anthem as a home team in the World Cup. Oh, Canada. And a tremendous ovation as the fireworks go off inside the stadium. Alanis Morissette singing the Canadian national anthem. We also have a fly pass from the Canadian Air Force over the stadium, across Lake Ontario and on towards the city of Toronto. And this is the time the World Cup genuinely breaks new ground. Mexico and the United States have already shouldered the responsibility, but now Canada get the opportunity for the first time. Ice hockey dominating the sporting landscape, but football was first played in this country back in 1859 here in Toronto, so it's fitting the first game is played in a genuine football city on the shores of one of the Great Lakes. Canada have no previous pedigree, but expectation is high, although Bosnia are exactly the sort of team to burst their bubble. This wasn't meant to be their time, but they consistently overcame the odds to qualify, and they'll relish this sort of occasion here today. A reminder of the two teams: no Alphonso Davies for Canada. They'll look to Juventus's Jonathan David in attack. It's Crepo in goal, Johnston, De Figueiredo, Cornelius and Larrea the back four, Buchanan, Kone, Estacio and Miller across midfield, with David and Oluwaseyi leading their attack. Kyle Larin alongside Davis on the bench. The Bosnia team, 2 changes in fact from their victory against Italy in their playoff final. One of the players dropping out is Edin Dzeko. The 40-year-old is on the bench, so Jovo Lukic wins only his 4th cap, and this his competitive debut. The player who was the top scorer in the Romanian league this season for Universitatea Cluj. Their team, Vasily in goal, Dedic, Katic, Mihajlovic and Kolasinac the back 4, Bayraktarovic, Basic, Tahirovic and Memic across midfield, Demirovic and Lukic, the 2 players leading their attack. And the Argentinian Facundo Tello is the referee today. Hernan Mastranego is the 4th official. And of course, after 3 red cards last night, we will hope that there are not similar scenes here in Toronto today. But the stadium is absolutely packed. The smallest stadium being used for the World Cup. It holds around 45,000 thanks to the addition of around 15,000 temporary seats, rather like that stadium in Russia 8 years ago. A number of the seats are actually stretching outside the original footprint of the stadium, and I'm told that when the wind blows off the lake, it is pretty scary up there with the temporary stands beginning to sway. But it's a still day here today. Perfect conditions, cloudy skies overhead, but very warm. And really, Scott Minto, for Canada, this could not be better. A perfect day, and now they look for something close to the perfect performance.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt about it, the nerves will be there. And you and I were commentating on the Mexico game, and we're expecting Mexico to come out, and they did in the first 15 minutes, and I'm definitely expecting Canada to come out fast in the first 15 minutes of the game. If they can get an early goal like the co-host did last night, then all the better. But it's really important they play to their game. Listen, this is a Bosnia side who are unbeaten in their last 8 matches, and they don't concede, certainly in the first half of games, haven't conceded in the last 6 in the first half as well. They're experienced, they're older than this Canada side. They're quite happy to be solid defensively and try and counter-attack, so very much 2 different styles here.
This the start of a huge weekend at the World Cup. USA in action in the early hours of Saturday morning, Brazil on Saturday night, and it's Scotland early on Sunday morning. But today it is all about Canada. It could have been Italy, it could have been Wales, but it's Bosnia who face Canada in the first World Cup game played in this country, and it's Canada wearing all red, attacking the goal away to our left in the first half. And it seems rather like last night in the Azteca Stadium, where everybody was wearing green. Everyone has a red shirt on here today.
Yeah, it's just red all around, everywhere you look, isn't it? And why wouldn't it be as well? And as a thought, very much on the front foot. And now they've got a chance of a long throw to get it into the box.
And Miller of Hull City will throw it long into the penalty area, cleared away at the near post and fired across the face of goal by the Fulham player, De Figueroles, and it's deflected behind, and it will be a corner kick inside the opening minute for Canada. It was Mihajlovic who got the touch at the near post, and Stephen Eustáquio, the captain, will take this. So a bright start here for Jesse Marsh's team, and Facundo Tello, the referee, already sorting out some pushing and pulling inside the penalty area. Bosnia, as we know, are a big side. Eustáquio plays this low into the near post, maybe bearing that in mind. It almost falls for David at the near post, but it's cleared away by Basic up towards the halfway line. And the goalkeeper, Maxim Krepo, within 10 yards of the halfway line as he clears that ball back. But now Bosnia have it on the far side with Mihajlovic. He plays it down the line, and Bosnia will get the game's first free kick. A heavy challenge on Sead Kolasinac from Alistair Johnston, the Celtic player, and Bosnia with their opportunity to play the free kick towards the area.
Yeah, well, it's what they need to do. Bosnia needs to get hold of the ball, try and take the sting out the crowd and of this Canadian side as well, who will very much want to be on the front foot. But Johnston, the Celtic right back, just trying to get in there. And they've got to be careful as well. Yes, you want to be on the front foot, you want to be really positive, but if the ball's not there to be won, don't give a foul away.
Basic with the free kick. High towards the far post, nodded down in towards the 6-yard area, and then fired high over the top. It was won by Katic at the far post, and it dropped nicely to Memic on the edge of the penalty area, and he really got underneath of that, and it was a clear side of goal.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Just giving away a silly foul that gives Bosnia the chance to get into the box. They won the knockdown. The ball's fallen to Memic, and in the end, he's got to do better. He's got to be quicker onto the ball and then actually have that shot and get it on target.
Demirovic almost wins it back for Bosnia, but Canada again play it long and high, and they've been pretty direct in the opening 3 minutes here on TalkSport. Canada 0, Bosnia 0 in the sunshine in Toronto as the Canadians try and break down the far side, but David just holds on to it because he had players ahead of him who were onside. The low cross into the penalty area, looking for Miller at the far post, but it's cleared away, and then on the far side, Luke de Figueroa will clear the ball away for Canada, and Bosnia will have a throw-in.
Yeah, it was actually clever play from Jonathan David there because Eustachio had run on and he was definitely offside, so we're just trying to wait for him to come back. You know, already we can see, I'll say about the two styles, and certainly Canada are trying to, you know, make it as high intensity as possible. Well, fair play to Bosnia. They're just not just trying to sit back completely and soak up all the pressure. When they get the ball, they're trying to get the ball forward quickly and then put Canada's defence under pressure. And I'm thinking again about that chance of Memic, and you're not going to get many chances. And we talk about how the start of Mexico yesterday, brilliant start for them, how Canada want to do the same thing as well. Well, conversely, against the host nation, if you can score that first goal, then it really quietens the crowd and takes the sting out of the situation. He should have at least hit the target. It's just inside the box, bang in front of goal. Should do better there.
One ball left in England's innings in the opening game of the Women's T20 World Cup against Sri Lanka. They are 214 for 1 at Edgbaston as Bosnia win another free kick here on this near side, their right. 4.5 minutes played on TalkSport. 0-0 in Toronto. It's played short by Basic this time. He gets it back from Dedic, and now he flights it high towards the far post, and it's won well at the far post by Lukic, but he guides the header wide, and we've seen already that any high ball into the penalty area for Canada is going to be a real test.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw it with Czechia and South Korea, didn't we, about how South Korea struggled with the set pieces and balls into the box, and that's definitely the way that Bosnia are going to go here. We've won 2 balls that have got into the box, so certainly that will give them a lot of positivity.
Well, Oluwase chasing for Canada on the edge of the penalty area, but he was rather isolated, and Tani Oluwase of Villarreal, part of the side which finished 3rd in La Liga last season, along with his teammate today, Tyan Buchanan, and that's why Kai Lauren is on the bench. His form towards the top of the Spanish league as Jovo Lukic chasing again. He's the player in for Edin Dzeko, Scott, and he's built on similar lines.
Yeah, he certainly is a big, strong lad, isn't he? You see, he won that header when the ball went into the box. He's quite happy to run the channels as well. You know, it's almost a bit old school with the system, isn't it? Both of them kind of 4-4-2. So it's fascinating to see when that happens and the formations are matched up. Sometimes it can be right, you've got to win your own battle. And to be fair, after a really good start in the first couple of minutes from Canada, Bosnia have got hold of the ball.
219-4-1 was England's total in the Women's T20 World Cup, so 220 is the Sri Lankan target in the opening game in Edgbaston. 6.5 minutes played here. Canada 0, Bosnia 0 in Toronto, and the atmosphere is terrific. The Canadian fans are really up for this, and there are Bosnian fans inside the stadium, and they're making their presence felt as well, as it's brought forward by Seja Kolasinac, the former Arsenal player, on the far side, but Buchanan makes the challenge on him, and that's going to be one of the key confrontations down the Bosnian left. If Buchanan can get the best of Kolasinac, then Canada will get plenty of opportunities to feed the likes of Jonathan David as Bosnia try and bring it forward again, but the ball deflects off Alistair Johnston, spins out of play, and Bosnia will have a throw-in. This is the first ever meeting between Canada and Bosnia. The other two teams in this group, Group B, Qatar and Switzerland, they meet at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening UK time in San Francisco. And there are so many games coming up this weekend. Following this one, 2 a.m. Saturday morning, USA against Paraguay. We'll bring you that game here on TalkSport with Flo Pollock and Albin Martin. And then tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Qatar against Switzerland with Ian Danter and Scott. And then Brazil against Morocco comes up at 11 before Haiti against Scotland, live from Boston with Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Mark McGee. And if you've still got any energy after that, 5 a.m. kickoff Sunday morning, Australia against Turkey. You'll just be coming in by then.
Sleep in a couple of months' time. Until then, keep the eyes open. Just seeing there, Nigel, we talked about the battle, you know, down that right-hand side for Canada with Buchanan up against Kolasinac. Already they're having a physical battle as well. Kolasinac will obviously want to try and get as tight to Buchanan as possible, not allow him to get into his stride because of his pace, and he's quicker than the fullback. So, yeah, he's going to use every inch of his experience there, the Bosnian.
The match kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Toronto time. There's plenty of sport going on elsewhere on the TalkSport network on this Friday evening. And if you want commentary on the Gallagher Prem playoff semi-final, Northampton against Leicester, that's over on TalkSport too. As Canada try and build on this near side with the peroxide blonde Liam Miller further down the line for Oluwaseyi. But he's quickly closed down by Amar Dedic of Benfica, one of a number of Bosnian players born outside the country, but of course the political nature of what's happened around Bosnia in the last 30 years or so means that many people were displaced across Europe and beyond, and that's reflected in the makeup of this Bosnian team, as Miller does well to win a throw-in for Canada on this near side again, and he's the long throw man, and he's using every single inch of room to wind up to hurl this in towards the near post, but it's headed away by Lukic again, and he is absolutely massive. I didn't think I'd see anyone taller than Edin Dzeko, but they found someone else who is.
And do you know what? He's really helpful in defence, as we just saw, as well as up front. So, key player.
Now Kone. Ismail Kone now plays for Sassuolo, but of course had his time in England with Watford. And he will try and bring some control to midfield alongside the captain Stephen Eustáquio, who's spent time in Major League Soccer with LAFC this season on loan from Porto. But Canada have given the ball away on the halfway line, and there was a break forward there by Memic, and he seemed to have the better of Johnston, who knew it, pulls him down, and Facundo Tello flourishes the first yellow card of the game with 10 minutes play.
Yeah, and it came from Jonathan David. You know, he's on his left foot, and he's got to just move his body and just pass it simple to Johnston with his right foot. He's played it with his left, and therefore he's played it behind Johnston, who then suddenly is chasing. In fact, it was Oluwaseyi who did it, and Johnston's just chasing then. And then as soon as Memic gets into his stride, he's got to make a decision, the fullback. Do I try and run with him, or actually do I try and just realise I haven't got the pace of him and I have to try and make a tackle, and if I do, I better win the ball? And he didn't, and it's a yellow card. And let me tell you, after 11 minutes, from a fullback's point of view, that's the last thing you want, to get a yellow card.
Amar Memic, who plays for Plzeňa, just receiving treatment. This Bosnian team drawn from 8 different nations, and we're looking at a replay of the Johnston challenge, and he can't have any complaints. And we've said this referee is card happy, but any referee would show a yellow card for that.
If there was an orange, it would be an orange, wouldn't it? I mean, he was so late there, and he's taking him out. In a way, he's taken one for the side, because you know, if it had gone past him there, then he could maybe have got inside and had a one-on-one Still would have had a long way to go, a good 40 yards, but yeah, he's thought, no, I'm making a decision now.
Free kick for Bosnia, high into the penalty area, and it was glanced towards goal by Demirovic at the near post. May have actually taken a deflection off Lukic on the way through, but it's significant again that the two players rising highest inside the Canadian penalty area were Bosnians. And they're moving forward again here. Bosnia have settled well. Wide on this near side, Vardak Tanovic, who won the Eredivisie in the Netherlands with PSV this season, also scored the winning penalty in the shootout against Italy. If you remember, Bosnia coming through the playoffs after finishing behind Austria in their World Cup qualifying group. They were 4 minutes away from losing in Cardiff to Wales, but Edin Dzeko scored the equaliser. They went on to win on pens, and then they played Italy at home in Zenica. They were a goal down, but Italy self-destructed, had a player sent off, and eventually lost on penalties as well. So Bosnia have done it the hard way, and there's no doubt they deserve to be here as Canada try and work it forward to David, 25 yards out, but Kolasinac comes in from the right-hand side, makes a good challenge, and it's back with Nikola Vasily.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to that Wales game where Wales were in control and should have got a couple of goals ahead and then probably would have been out of sight, but all the time you're only a goal behind, you're still in the game. And that Edin Dzeko goal was absolutely key, wasn't it? And then they had the courage to go through on penalties.
Now David down the right for Canada, crossed in towards that near post, looking for Oluwaseyi, but it's hooked high and behind by Tahirovic, and it will be a corner for Canada.
Well, it's the first time in probably about 10 minutes they've really got into the final third of Bosnia. And as he's looked up, it's a decent ball, it's good defending in the end. And talk about how strong Bosnia are at set pieces. Well, Canada need to make the most of them as well.
This will be an outswinger from Stephen Eustáquio on the far side, which is the Canadian right. Again, it's low though, in towards Buchanan. Eustáquio opens out the angle for the cross into the penalty area. Oluwaseyi heads it away from goal, and they've tried one or two different moves at set pieces so far. Neither of them have worked. It's cleared away by Demirovic, but it strikes the referee in midfield, and he apologises. A rather sheepish smirk from Facundo Tello, and it will be a drop ball for Bosnia.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing he could do there, really. The ball came at him, but, you know, that's 2 times now Canada have had a corner, and both times they've gone short. It's just been really poor. Clearly they realise that the height of Bosnia, and they're working out, OK, we can't just stick it in there, but got to do better than what they've done there. Didn't even get a shot on target, or off target.
Canada have played in 2 previous World Cups and lost every game. They never really got close to anyone in 1986. But they're coming forward here with Oluwaseyi, a low ball into the area beyond David, but it'll be recovered by Buchanan now. At the far post, he's got space down the right. Now Kone in support. Kone turns inside, plays it low towards the edge of the penalty area, looking for David, but in the end Bosnia will clear the ball away. And we've seen enough from Bosnia defensively already to know that they're going to be very difficult to break down in this World Cup.
Yeah, they are. Although saying that, Kone got on the ball and was able to split the full-back and the centre half. It was unlucky in the end for Oluwaseyi. It was just a little bit too far ahead of David.
Now Miller on this near side, looking to take on Vardak Tanovic. He's got support from Larea, playing in his home stadium. He's overlapping, but it's Miller who delivers the cross high to the far post. Buchanan was shaping for the header, but it's Kolasinac who gets there first. Now Johnson for Canada, down the right-hand side. Delivers a high cross back in towards that far post. It breaks kindly, and the shot towards goal from David is kept out by Vasily, and it was a great chance for Jonathan David. Pinball inside the area, and it dropped to Canada's main striker, and he really should have scored.
He's got to score there. I mean, there's sometimes where you say, well, just hit the target and see what happens, but he's 13 yards out right in front of the goal. He's got to side the foot that into the side netting, the inside side netting, and give the keeper no chance whatsoever. Talked about how that Memic chance, he's got to do better. That is, you don't get many bigger chances than that.
Nearly 17 minutes played in Toronto on TalkSport. Canada 0, Bosnia 0. You're listening to World Cup Game Day live on TalkSport, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Well, Jesse Marsch, he's looking very cool in his suit there and just very calm facially, but that chance for Jonathan David, when it happened, he went absolutely mad. Because he knows there's not many bigger chances than that. Johnston's got the ball, he's been given far too much space in the right, he's whipped the ball in. Dedic, I don't know what he's doing, and it's just come off him. And then Jonathan David, fair play to him for reacting first, but it's on your left foot, right in front of goal. It's just training practice. Stick it, slide it in, give the keeper no chance whatsoever, and in the end he hit it straight at Vasily.
And there's still a buzz around the stadium following that miss. All of the seats have been filled now. There were 1 or 2 empty red seats at kick-off time. There's a splash of blue and yellow behind the goal away to the right. Those are the Bosnian fans, as the Bosnian coach Sergej Barbarez watches on. The former Bosnian captain didn't have a great start. Only 2 draws in his opening 8 games and no wins, including a 7-0 loss against Germany in the Nations League. And they went into the World Cup qualifying with no real expectation, but they suddenly found a blend once again. And when they went to the World Cup in 2014, there was a bit of talk about Bosnia because they had players like Dzeko at his peak. But again, they lost their opening game against Argentina and never really recovered. Now Larrea coming forward for Canada, down the left, looking for Miller, but it's cut out again. And a challenge on Bajraktarevic on this near side by Eustaquio, and it will be a free kick for Bosnia.
Well, I think he's got away with that one. That's a foul. He completely taken the player out. Could easily have got a yellow card there as well. I do like Larry though as a left back bombing on. Just the one season at Forest, wasn't really given a chance in the end. You can see he wants to try and get forward as much as he possibly can. But also Bosnia, just when those fullbacks do bomb on, you can see the centre forwards are running the channels and realising actually that's where the space is. That long ball over the top where the fullbacks vacated space.
Richie Larrea vastly experienced. This is 77th cap today. And although they would rather have Alphonso Davies in the team, I'm sure that they would have found space for Larrea as well. Now Bajraktarevic coming forward for Bosnia, and again it's a heavy challenge, this time from Larrea. Well, he wants a free kick. Larrea saying he got the ball and he wants a goal kick. I think a corner kick's been given in the end.
Yeah, some robust challenges coming in from Canada, aren't there? And he's coming in, to be fair, he's got the ball. I'm quite sure of his left foot sort of came round. He won the ball with, or got a touch with his right foot. Looked like his left foot came round as well.
Well, a corner kick's been given in the end. And once again now there is a clutch of players inside the 6-yard area being spoken to by the referee. As the free kick into the penalty area, glanced on and in! And Bosnia have the lead, and it's a first international goal for Jovo Lukic. The player recalled to replace Edin Dzeko has come up with Bosnia's opening goal of the World Cup, and Canada on their big day now look deflated. The Bosnian fans celebrating in Toronto. It always looked likely from a set piece, well worked, and Lukic almost on the goal line, nodding home to put Bosnia 1-0 up.
Well, we know about the importance of set pieces, don't we? First of all, the quality of ball coming in. It's the flick on that kills absolutely everybody in the Canada defence. Kolasinac with that, and Kone hasn't got close enough. There's no way they should be allowed 2 yards for the player in front of you and the player behind you. So if the ball comes in, it's right with a flick on. So difficult to react for defenders and the keeper as well. And then it's about how strong you are. It wasn't as if Lukic actually had to jump for the ball, but what he had to do is he had to make sure that he was there in front of the defender that was up against him, which is Larrea. Strong, just 2 yards out, just get it on target, 1-0.
Well, he's about 9'3", so he really has to jump. But,
absolutely.
But no, it's a fair point. But he wanted it. There were Canadian players falling all around him.
Yeah, because of the flick on came in, it wasn't necessarily about jumping, as you say, because of his height. What it was, he making sure the defender wasn't going to get goal side. So he got his arm up, he was very, very strong, and he allowed the ball to hit his head and just directed it in target. But it was because of the strength he didn't allow Laria to get a header in there first.
Well, his first competitive game and his first goal for Bosnia. And what a time to score it for Jovo Lukic. And Edin Dzeko was one of the first players to leap off the bench to hair across to celebrate with him. We now have a hydration break, which comes at a good time, I think, for Canada.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Bosnia would have wanted this, or if the goal were to come, it would be just after the hydration break. I mean, look, after the first initial couple of minutes, I think Bosnia have done very well. A lot of people thinking that with Canada being at home and Jesse Marsch and how he's lifted this side and how they have got good players, and they also work well as a team, that perhaps they go on and win this. But don't underestimate the Bosnians. They're strong, they're powerful, they're resilient, they're big and they're strong. And when it comes to set pieces, we've seen already, haven't we, when the balls have gone into the box, whether they've actually hit the target or not, they've been the ones who have won the ball. And then it's about, can you get that quality ball in, can you get that flick on, and then can you show your strength to make sure that you're just going to nod it in, and that's what they've done.
So Bosnia, a goal up midway through the first half. A reminder, coming up later on TalkSport, 2 a.m. It is USA against Paraguay. Ben Fletcher in the chair with Flo Pollock and Alvin Martin on commentary. And then 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Hugh Wozencroft will bring you Qatar against Switzerland with Ian Danta and Scott. And then Brazil against Morocco with Paul Mitchell and Darren Bent. And 2 o'clock Sunday morning, live from Boston, Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Mark McGee with Haiti against Scotland. That's followed by Australia against Turkey at 5 a.m. with Adam Bridge and Mickey Gray. And then you've got time for a sleep and maybe some Sunday lunch. 6 p.m. Sunday night, we'll get our first look at Germany and also our first ever look at Curacao. That game in Houston, I'll be alongside Martin Keown for that one. And then a very interesting game at 9 o'clock. The Netherlands against Japan. Both teams have been spoken about very fondly before this World Cup, and needless to say, that's a big game for both.
Yeah, it's a massive one, isn't it? I mean, they just come thick and fast. You know, catching up when you can. Try not to miss too many games. Well, in the early stages, they just cut, because there's like almost 3 games a day. Once we've got this first day or so out the way, it is just sit back and enjoy.
And you can catch up with all the World Cup action on Weekend World Cup Breakfast with Max Scott and Tony Cascarino from 6 tomorrow morning. And the World Cup Weekender with Sam Haddad and Charlie Adam between 1 and 4. And then World Cup Game Day Live with Rory Jennings and Jason Cundy from 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon before the live action returns with the other game in this group, Qatar against Switzerland. Well, Canada kept 8 clean sheets in 11 games coming into this game, but in the one that really matters, they trail by a 1-0 with 25.5 minutes played here on TalkSport. Jovo Lukic, the goal scorer, the top scorer in the Romanian league this season, taking his chance on the biggest stage.
Yeah, the important thing for Canada is not to panic now. Yes, you've had a punch on the nose, but you've got to react well. You know, think about what your manager wants from you, both individually and also as a team. Yes, the crowd are deflated. It's not what they wanted to see, but you know, the top teams are able to be resilient and come back and win the game. They just need to get the ball down and just play the way they want to, because to be fair, it's Bosnia who are more dictating play than Canada.
And Canada had really good spells in all of the games 4 years ago. Should have beaten Belgium when they lost 1-0. They missed a penalty when it was goalless in that game, and then ran over Morocco, who clung on to win 2-1 after a good performance against Croatia. They lost 4-1 having taken the lead, but they've only ever scored 1 goal themselves in World Cup finals, and also Davis scoring it in the opening minute against Croatia. And they need a goal here, because once Bosnia get dug in 1-0 up, they'll be very difficult to shift. And they've got a free kick here, which Eustaquio will take into the penalty area, but Bosnia again will try and clear, but Miller wins it back, and a good ball into the penalty area. The curling shot from Oluwase is blocked at the near post. Johnston loops a header back over the top, and in the end it is headed away. It was Jonathan David who tried that shot, but he was quickly closed down.
Yeah, great closing down from Katic, just reading the situation, leaving his man, knowing where the danger is. Fantastic block, but it's the third occasion now, a poor set piece that's come in. Wasn't a good ball at all, and in the end Liam Mellor got on the ball, found a way to pass to Jonathan David inside the box, but brilliant defending from Katic.
And this is a ground where Canada have such a good record, as Buchanan looks to put the pressure on Kolasinac, and he's won a corner kick on the far side. Only one loss in 28 games in Toronto for Canada. This is where they always come for their big World Cup qualifiers, and they try and play them on the coldest day of the year.
That's very cold.
Yeah. Always bring teams from the Caribbean here in the middle of February, as Miller gathers the ball now and plays it wide towards David. His cross shot, though, is blocked by Mihajlovic, and then Mihajlovic fouls David, and it will be a free kick for Canada. Much better than a corner kick down this left-hand side.
Well, it's ridiculous defending. He didn't need to do that at all, and the moment Jonathan David can feel the hands of the defender, then he's going to go down. And what a great opportunity now, fourth time. Can you actually put a decent ball in?
Eustaquio will deliver this. He's got to get the delivery right this time. Miller waits on the edge of the penalty area. If they roll it low, and he goes low towards Miller, it's left, and it's Kone who hits it, but he had to take a touch, and when he did hit it, it was quickly closed down. And now Miller's got support from Eustaquio, but Miller goes cross-field and all the way back towards Kone. Johnston now clips a high ball into the penalty area, but it's headed away by Mihajlovic, and Bosnia will try and break over the halfway line, but the challenge comes in on Tahirovic, and no free kick given, and Buchanan will bring it forward now for Canada down their right. Back in field towards De Figueroa, and now Miller stepping in field from the left, looks for Kone, but the details not quite right for the Canadians so far, and they're in a stage now where the adrenaline's pumping, they're a goal down, and maybe they're just forcing it a bit.
Well, again, you can see that Jesse Marsch is clearly so concerned about the height of the Bosnia defenders. It's the fourth occasion now they've had a chance to get the ball in the box first time and haven't done it. He zipped it across, and Kone needed a perfect touch to then touch and shoot, and in the end Bosnia defender was able to just make sure there was no shot. Just get it in the box, see what happens, try and win the knockdowns, even if you don't win the first ball. You've had 4 attempts now, not even had a shot off target, let alone on off the back of it.
And it was the height of the Bosnian attackers which led to the opening goal, and that's the third headed goal out of 6 already at this World Cup.
Yeah, and if the ball has enough quality on it, then it'll be a very difficult way to defend, no matter how tall you are. So just get it in there, make sure you've got players around them, even if you don't win that first ball, try and win the second.
Miller now looking to break into the penalty area. The challenge comes in from Dedic down the Canadian left. It's back towards Larea, and here is Kone. Kone's right-footed ball high to the far post, travels a long way. Oluwase will control it, scuffs across back into the area beyond Buchanan, doesn't fall for David, and eventually it's hammered away to safety by Bosnia.
Well, I can't say that was a clear-cut chance for Oluwase, but he completely scuffed that, didn't he?
But here's a chance for Oluwase now inside the area. Oh, and what a chance he spurned. Did well to win the ball inside the area, cut inside, and then lofted the shot right-footed over the top from 14 yards.
Yeah, do you know what? He showed great strength initially, shrugging off his central defender. And he's able to turn with it without actually touching the ball. He takes one quick touch and he's bobbling a little, but he has to find a way to hit the target. The one where we talked about earlier with Jonathan David, that was a much easier chance. He just got to score. He's got to give the keeper no chance, but there, at least hit the target. Yes, it's bouncing a bit. Yes, you've got a defender just diving in. Even just strike through it so you know you're going to hit the target. He side-footed it, and in the end, he side-footed it over. Canada have had their chances. Now, one clear-cut chance, a couple of half chances, opportunities to get the ball in the box from set pieces, but they haven't done it. The final third have not been good enough as yet.
You're listening to World Cup Game Day Live on TalkSport, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. 33 minutes played in Toronto. Canada 0, Bosnia 1, and a big Canadian crowd disappointed so far on an historic night for their footballing nation. Johnston with a high ball into the penalty area again. A throw in from the far side, headed away by the goal scorer Jovic, and it will be another corner kick for Canada, and they've got to try something different here.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's a couple of people running out the box, have less numbers, for the Bosnian defenders need to follow them, so there's less numbers in the box. Get it in there and just see what happens.
Canada have had nearly 80% possession in the last 15 minutes, but the corner kick again is headed away by Mihailovic. And now a potential break for Memic on the far side, but Larea comes across, able to make the challenge, and it will be a throw-in for Bosnia, just inside the Canadian half on the far side.
So they got the ball in the box, and Bosnia did get there first, but they weren't going around the ball and expecting where the ball's going to land. And in the end, Bosnia were just able to kick it clear. So you've got to read the situation where the ball is. Where do I think the ball's going to land? Right, I'm going to go there even if we can't win the first ball. And also, why not try an in-swinging corner rather than out-swinging? Then you just need the slightest of touches, might even come off the defender. And suddenly the goalkeeper's struggling there. So, set pieces have been really disappointed with Canada.
But Bosnia seizing the moment here in their opening game. And this is a side which lost 8 of their 11 games in qualifying for the Euros. They did get a Nations League playoff and were knocked out by Ukraine, and that was the end of Savo Milosevic as the coach. And only one win in 8 for the previous World Cup. They were not fancied at all to make this tournament, but here they are, having knocked out Italy in the qualifiers. They're in the opening game, and they're leading one of the co-hosts by a goal to nil. Qatar are the only host nation to have lost their opening game. Ryan Reynolds in the crowd watching here today. Who's going to sign for Wrexham?
Well, it looks like it'll be a Bosnian player rather than a Canadian one at the moment.
Well, Wrexham do like a big striker.
That is true.
Larea coming forward now for Canada. Wide towards Miller on this near side. 10 minutes to play in the first half on TalkSport. And Bosnia are doing a very good job on the Canadians at the moment. They've had one effort on target. They've scored. And Canada have really toiled since. But now Kone with the opportunity to bring it forward here. But again, he's given the ball away in that Bosnian midfield. The two at the heart of their midfield have done a really good job so far just to bottle things up, and Canada need to solve that problem because Tehedovic and Basic are running the game.
Yeah, they've done really well. You have to say, again, we talked about that individual battles when you're playing against the same system. Quite often you come up against someone. I think Kone has played well, but he just needed to play that ball off a little bit earlier.
Eustáquio plays it wide to Johnston, and here is Eustáquio again, high diagonal ball towards the area. Dedic though doing well to rise above Miller to clear, but now Miller again finding Kone quickly challenged by Lukic, but now Eustáquio, a player with a wealth of European experience in terms of competitions with Porto, as Miller tries to swing across into the penalty area. It takes a deflection. It was carried behind by the goalkeeper, Vasily, and it will be a corner for Canada once again.
Yeah, I think the best two players of Canada so far have been Kone and Liam Miller as well. Miller looks sharp, quite happy to come inside or go down the outside, and whenever he does get a one-on-one, and quite often it's Barek-Teric rather than Dedic, he can go past him every time.
Corner kick here, Eustáquio, longer this time, high to the far post. Oluwase was challenging, then the attempted overhead kick from David. It was deflected behind by Kolasinac, and one or two claims for handball there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't going to be given. You can't give a handball for that. He's actually not even hit his arm. His arm was out a little, but it just gone underneath his arm and hit his chest in the end. But, you know, that was much better. Get the ball under the crossbar, and you know, Bosnia was struggling there.
And Facundo Tella, the referee, tells Canada to play on. But they do have a corner again. Eustáquio, another outswinger. It was aimed towards Cornelius at the near post, but it's headed away. And now Kone going all the way back to Maxime Crépeau, one of the MLS-based players in the team. Missed out in 2022 due to injury, so he's got unfinished business with the World Cup. And you just wonder, even at this stage, 7 minutes before half-time, when or if Canada may unleash Alphonso Davies onto this game.
Yeah, I mean, look, how fit is he? We don't know.
Buchanan now showing his pace down the right, bangs in the cross, deflected behind by Kolasinac, and it will be another corner kick for Canada. And they are piling on the pressure here, but at the same time, Vasily is not really having to make a save. No,
but they need to get Buchanan more in the game. Liam Miller looks sharp on the left. Buchanan hasn't got involved enough on the right. We know how quick he can be.
The corner, deeper this time. Cornelius tries to head it down, but it's not clear as far as Miller down the Canadian right. A high ball into the penalty area, but it's cleared away by Lukic. Kone with a low ball in, which is deflected at the near post, and it spins behind for another corner kick. And at the moment, Bosnia unable to really clear their penalty area, but Canada need to capitalise by scoring here. And Cornelius has been more of a factor, the central defender, looking to attack these set pieces, but they go short this time. And now Eustáquio back towards Kone, slipped in low towards the edge of the penalty area, and David, it's headed away but then flicked on by Johnston. But Bosnia again are able just to get a boot in and clear. And now Larrea, a high up and under from him into the penalty area, and Jonathan David almost took the dropping ball down on his boot, but it spins away from him and into the arms of Nikola Vasily.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It's such a difficult skill, that the ball going over your shoulder. He's watching it, he's wanting to, if that touch is perfect, the second touch, he's in on goal. The second touch is a shot, and he has to score. But because the ball was so high and coming over his shoulder, such a difficult ball to bring down.
In the women's T20 game, Sri Lanka 22 for 2 in the fourth over, chasing 220 to beat England at Edgbaston. Cleared away by Fougerolles for Canada. And now Larrea on this near side. And Edin Dzeko, who was warming up, directing the traffic for the Bosnian team from the edge of the pitch. It's all pretty tight around the pitch here. Some World Cup stadiums have got loads of room, but it's quite intimate and confined inside this stadium, BMO Field. But Bosnia at the moment will be glad to get the half-time whistle, leading by a 1-0 with 4 minutes to play here on TalkSport.
Yeah, they've just got to keep it now and make sure game management, they get to half-time, get the crowd even more nervous over half-time, start the second half positively. Whereas if Canada were able to get the equaliser just before half-time, that changes the whole complexion of this game.
And Canada lost only one game in their warm-up for the World Cup, 1 in 10, having exited the CONCACAF Gold Cup in the quarter-finals against Guatemala a year ago. Well, you can play 100 friendlies, but the first game at the World Cup as a host nation is very, very different, and Canada have experienced that, and they've learned a harsh lesson, rather like 4 years ago when they played well, but they were caught out at times, and they've been caught out here.
Yeah, I think they played better 4 years ago. I mean, obviously we're only seeing one half now, but you know, you look at the Mexico game last night. I think Mexico are a stronger side of all the co-hosts. I also think South Africa are a much weaker side than Bosnia, so in a way you kind of feel for Canada, but they've been taught a lesson really in the first half, haven't they?
Well, there's a reason why USA tend to play Mexico in CONCACAF Gold Cup finals, because they're both better than Canada. But this is widely viewed as the best Canadian team ever when everybody is fit, and they're not today. Miller with a long throw down the line for Canada, but it's headed away by Katic. And then a missed kick from Tahirovic, and the ball spinning back into Canadian hands on this near side with just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. And now Bajraktarevic for Bosnia, and they can spread it wide with Tahirovic towards the far side and Memic, but Johnson did well to recover his ground and make the challenge, and Bosnia only have a throw-in level with the edge of the Canadian penalty area.
Yeah, Johnson did do well there, because it's one of those where the ball was like, do I try and tackle it? Do I try and intercept it? If I miss, then I get the guy, then it's a second yellow and I'm off. That's going through your mind the whole time now, so he's got to be careful. And Memic has already shown how quick he can be. So it was a real battle in his mind there for a split second, Johnson. I want to get in a running race against him.
A long throw for Bosnia, looped into the penalty area. It was partially cleared and then volleyed high over the top by Benjamin Tahirovic. Swedish-born player in this Bosnian team, plays for Bromby in Sweden as well. And there's a late challenge on this near side by Demirovic, catching Derek Cornelius, and the referee has kept his card in his pocket here. Only one yellow card in the first half, but he can make that two here as he wanders across and he balks Ermendin Demirovic.
Well, it's just a stupid tackle. You know, they're trying to press and don't want him to allow Cornelius to play the ball out. It's not really, it's one of those where the attacker sticks his foot out, but it's the defender that comes through at the angle and catches him. But the attacker's got to know, if you stick your leg out and you don't get the ball, then it's going to be a foul and a possible yellow card.
Well, Bosnia scored nearly 25 minutes ago, and they've not had a shot since, apart from that effort from Tahirovic, which was high over the crossbar. Now Lukic does well to rise and chest the ball down into the path of Tahirovic, but Canada win it back. It's quickly forward looking for Buchanan, but Mihajlovic does well to intercept, and the central defender with a long diagonal ball forward looking for Bajraktarevic on this near side, but Larrea will shepherd both him and the ball out of play, and it's a goal kick as we enter 4 minutes of added time. Well,
Bajraktarevic of Bosnia is a very talented winger, but not strong, so the moment Larrea is in between the ball and the player, there's no way he's going to get on the end of that. Sorry, Nigel, I was going to say, in terms of Bosnia, you're right, they haven't had a shot on target since the goal, but and Canada certainly have had a lot of possession, but they haven't really looked in trouble. They've looked very well organised, Bosnia.
Now Lukic coming forward down the left-hand side, the big centre forward. Doesn't quite have a winger's cross in his legs, but now Tahirovic with a low cross in from the left-hand side, which is cut out by Eustachio, and Buchanan was caught there, and it's going to be a yellow card for the goal scorer Luka Jovic, who just stretched back to try and win the ball, but he caught Buchanan, who was looking to counter-attack, and the third yellow card of the game.
Yeah, slightly harsh. There's a definite foul. I'm not sure it is a yellow card, but that's the second striker for Bosnia that have got a yellow card now. Don't want to get sent off.
Of course, Dzeko awaiting his moment on the sideline. As Cornelius swirls a high ball forward for Canada here. 90 seconds into 4 minutes of added time here on TalkSport. We'll be back to Adrian Durham in Dallas during half-time. A reminder, if you want commentary on the playoff semi-final in the Gallagher Prem, between Northampton and Leicester. That's on TalkSport 2. Mr. Hilovic plays a ball forward, looking for the run of Memic down the Bosnian left, but it's overhit. And it's back to Maxime Crepeau, the Canadian goalkeeper. And USA against Paraguay coming up at 2 a.m. And that's the first of 3 games on Saturday. The first game on Sunday, very early on Sunday. Another 2 a.m. start for Haiti against Scotland. Every single game, all 104 live on the TalkSport network. As Buchanan looks to break again for Canada down the right-hand side, but he's challenged and the ball spins away, actually hits the corner flag, and that means Canada have a throw-in on their right-hand side. And they've done many things right in this first half, but not the most important things.
No, it's the final third, and you can't have a go at them for effort, for sure.
The long throw from Johnston is cleared. Johnston rising to head it back into the area. Oluwase tries to fire a shot in, and in the end it was Johnston coming through the crowd to try and larrup it towards goal, and Kolasinac was in the way, and it's behind for another corner.
It's just been brilliant defending from Bosnia, hasn't it? Canada absolutely giving their all, but the sort of lack of quality, the odd time they do get a chance. Normally it's been a Bosnia defender who have defended superbly.
Corner number 9 for Canada into the near post, and it's ballooned high over the top from Derek Cornelius, the Marseille defender. He was on loan at Rangers last season, but spent a good deal of time on the treatment table with a hamstring injury, and that's the problem for Canada. So many of their key players coming into this World Cup slightly undercooked or just not fit.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty decent chance. I mean, it's a fair bit out, but it was a free header in the end, and if it had just jumped and timed that bit right, he could have hit the target and given the keeper a real problem.
Well, that is half-time, and Bosnia lead by a goal to nil. Jovo Lukic finishing off a very well-worked...
This is my only favorite station. This is my only favorite station.
AW Radio. AW
That we stood may never be saved. That we stood knees deep in a river but died of thirst. AW Radio, Nevertheless World Radio. From dawn to night, we the ride. Money showdown with the town. Coffee beans and kettle sound. Taxi horns on the road again. Mama said turn 'em up, my friend. School kids laugh with their backs held high. Market women pass and wave goodbye. Every voice we join the line. On the W we they shine. We know they sleep, we they move. Every hour got its own groove. From the first light make you see. This is where the whole city meet. AW Radio, we they play. Afodelu's World Radio. All day. AW Radio, come and stay. From morning show to last show. Hey, AW Radio, make we dance, catch the joy, catch the chance. AW Radio, feel the flame, same sweet sound, different name. Midday stories, soft and true. Love songs for me, love songs for you. DJ smile with the 1-2 spin. Hopeless moves when the beat comes in. Then the talk show drops some sense. Real life talk for the whole audience. And when the laughter starts to roll, you can feel it in your soul. Everybody knows something fresh is coming through. So make room, make way. It's a brand new play, and the rhythm pulls you into AW Radio. We they play Afodelu's World Radio. begin. Me or die for day, host to win. Talk your heart, then laugh again. Turn that first shy step to a flame. Late afternoon, the traffic flows. Evening prayers and a high life rose. Last show comes with a golden glow, and nobody wants to go. From morning show to last show. Hey, AW Radio, make we dance, catch the joy, catch the chance. AW Radio, feel the flame, same sweet sound, different name. Morning show to last show, we there, yeah. AW loud and clear, for Delu's World Radio, AW Radio. May never be said that we stood knees deep in a river.
They describe the city slows down, but the conversation is just getting started.
When the clock strikes 9, don't be alone. Turn the lights low, pick up your phone. Stories that move you, moments to share. Good conversations floating in the air. Hosted by Neo Dia Forte on the mic, bringing common energy through the night. Lots to live, learn a little, feel alright. AW Radio keeping company tonight. My thoughts, tune in, relax, come feel the vibe. Big guy story time too. From 9 p.m. till 10:30, Neo Dia Forte keeps it live. Wiry Radio, come inside. Feel the rhythm of the night. Break the ice. Story time.
Exclusive interview sessions. One night, one vibe, one station.
Need good stories after a stressful day. AW Radio takes the stress away. Real people, true stories, moments that stay. Every single night we got something to say. Whether you're driving, chilling or online, the perfect night show, right on time. Stay connected, don't miss the light. AW Radio owns the night to love. Read the radio app, don't wait. On the App Store, Play Store, it's easy, great. Search for AW Radio, press play, stay tuned. Your favorite night companion in your own. Download, search, play, download. Search, play, download, search, play, download. Right time, night vibes. Tune in and relax, come feel the vibe. Break the ice, story time too. From 9 p.m. till 10:30, the old IFOD keeps it lovely. AW Radio, come inside. Feel the rhythm of the night. Night vibes. Tune in, relax, come feel the vibe. Write the ice story time too. From 9 p.m. till 10:30, Limo de Apote keeps it lovely. Live with you radio, come inside. Feel the rhythm of the night.
It never be said that we stood knees deep in a river but died of thirst. AW Radio, Everton's World Radio. From dawn to night, we the ride. Morning showdown with the town, coffee beans and kettle sound. Taxi horns on the road again. Mama said turn 'em up, my friend. School kids laugh with their backs held high. Market women pass and wave goodbye. Every voice we join the line. On the W we they shine. We know they sleep, we they move. Every hour got its own groove. From the first light make you see. This is where the whole city meet. AW Radio, we they play. Afodelu's World Radio. All day. AW Radio, come and stay. From morning show to last show. Hey, AW Radio, make we dance, catch the joy, catch the chance. AW Radio, feel the flame, same sweet sound, different name. Midday stories, soft and true. Love songs for me, love songs for you. DJ smile with the 1-2 spin. Whole place moves when the beat comes in. Then the talk show drops some sense. Real life talk for the whole audience. And when the laughter starts to roll, you can feel it in your soul. Everybody knows something fresh is coming through. So make room, make way. It's a brand new play, and the rhythm pulls you into AW Radio. We dey play Afodelu's World Radio all day. AW
Half-time odds with Bet365 bringing you more offers than ever before this summer. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
On the ball, on TalkSport.
AW Radio, make we dance, catch the joy, catch the chance. AW Radio, feel the flame, same sweet sound, different name. Hey, break the ice, make we begin. Neo Diafote, host to win. Talk your heart, then laugh again. Turn that first shy step to a flame. Late afternoon, the traffic flows. Evening prayers and the high life rolls. Last show comes with a golden glow, and nobody wants to go. AW Radio, we dey play Afodelu's World Radio all day. AW
Steve, you seem in a really good place.
Come and stay from morning show to last show. Hey, AW Radio, make we dance, catch the joy, catch the chance. AW Radio, feel the flame, same sweet sound, different name. Morning show to last show. We dey here, AW Radio, loud and clear.
This is my only favorite station.
AW Radio. Radio.
This is my only favorite station.
AW Radio.
Really, is it the impact of Shabana Hearn? What's up? Why is he actually happy? What's going on?
I wish I could claim it. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. He's just different at the moment, Adrian. He said it himself. I mean, he said in the press conference today how he admitted that he didn't particularly enjoy the last 2 European campaigns, that he didn't enjoy 2020 because of COVID and the stadium's not been the same, and he didn't enjoy Germany. He said he didn't really know how else to explain the fact that he didn't love it. Whereas he feels different this time round. His mood, his energy, the way he's kind of joking with the press, the way he acknowledges you and smiles is different. Not that before it would have been anything like rude or anything like that. He just seems like he's lighter on his feet. And maybe he's confident, and he should be, because you look at that squad today, McTominay being available after that tummy bug, it feels like we could do a job against Haiti. Again, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves, but you've got to believe. That's what it's all about.
Siobhan, we'll leave it there. That was a Scotland camp update, all thanks to Burger King.
Scotland Camp Update on Talk Sport. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Well, teams out in Toronto for the second half. Ryan Reynolds in the crowd in Toronto, the star from Vancouver, best known for his role as Deadpool. And his country need a superhero right now. He also used to be engaged to Alanis Morissette, so the national anthem could have been a bit awkward pre-match. Canada 0, Bosnia 1, second half on Talk Sport with Scott Minto and Nigel Adderley.
I don't think they're sat together, Adrian. Anyway, Bosnia and Canada are both out for the second half. And we wait to see if there will be any changes. There don't look to be for Canada, and I'm sure every single Canadian football fan is wondering when or if they will see Alphonso Davies today, Scott. And for Bosnia, I suppose it's Edin Dzeko, but maybe for them there's less urgency.
No need at all. I think from a Canadian point of view, it's just how fit is he? Quite often you can have people on the bench just to have that name and try to make a statement, not just against the opposition, but for your own crowd. But is he ready to play 45 minutes? Clearly not. Is he ready to play 30, 20, 15? We don't know. If they're 1-0 down with 15 to go, and he can play 15, then surely he's got to come on.
Bosnia get the second half underway. Plenty of empty seats on the far side. We can clearly see the white maple leaf picked out in the red seats as fans make their way back from the concession stands around this stadium. Bosnia in the white shirts attacking the goal away to our left in the second half, leading by a 1-0. The Canadian team is Crepeau in goal, Johnston, De Figueroa, Cornelius and Larea the back four, Buchanan, Kone, Estacio and Miller in midfield, David and Oluwase in attack. Bosnia, Vaseli in goal, Dedic, Katic, Mamanovic and Kolasinac the back four, Bajraktanovic, Tahirovic, Basic and Memic, Demirovic and Lukic. And a rather strange atmosphere at the start of the second half, with so many supporters yet to return to the stadium. Of course, we did see some empty seats in Guadalajara last night, but I think that was more due to the ticket prices rather than the queues for the hot dogs.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, the start of the game, the atmosphere was superb, wasn't it? There's no doubt about it. It's only half full at the moment, I think. They're obviously still finishing off their hot dog and maybe a beer. And they're also perhaps in no rush because they realise the side didn't play too well in that first half.
But Oluwase gathers here down the left, but the challenge quickly comes in from Nikola Katic, promoted this season from the German second tier with Schalke. But here is Oluwase once again. Oh, lovely Cruyff turn, evades two, a low ball into the penalty area, poured away by Vaseli, and there was no one there to apply the finish, and that was an opportunity for Canada once again.
Brilliant skill, really good skill, right on the touchline there from Oluwase. And then you're looking, I mean, how was he meant to get the ball from where he was to the far post?
Long throw into the penalty area, flicked on by a Bosnian head, and then cleared by Bajraktanovic at the far post, and now Larea for Canada. And here is De Figueroa, their central defender, in towards Oluwase. Estacio is quickly challenged as he tries to find David, and in the end the clearance from the goalkeeper for Bosnia, Vasili, is sliced out of play.
So once Oluwase made that little bit of skill and he's running along the touchline, someone, I'm not suggesting Liam Miller, but he and Jonathan David are both at the far post, and it's almost eye of a needle to try and get it to them at the far post. So Jonathan David's got to read that situation and just come across the near post. As he whips it in, keeper makes the save, and there's three Bosnia defenders who are just able to clear it. But a positive start to the second half. This is what the Canadian fans would have wanted.
Now a long ball played forward, looking for Oluwase. Now, was he challenged by Vaseli on the edge of the penalty area? Both players have gone down, clutching their heads. And before Facundo Tello, the referee, makes a call, he waves on the two medical teams. It was a long ball played forward. Oluwase challenged right on the edge of the penalty area, and Nicola Vasili, the goalkeeper, came out. They both collided, and I'm not sure who got to the ball first.
No, so first of all, we need to decide who was he offside or not, Oluwase, because if he was, then obviously it's decision made. If he wasn't, at first glance, I don't think Vasili got there first, and he's inside the box now, getting treatment. So Oluwase, if he was able to just nick it, then maybe, just maybe, it could be a penalty. Just looking at a replay now, was he onside? It's tight.
Well, it's very tight. He may have been played onside by Kolasinac on the far side, or the collision was inside the penalty area, and Vaseli clattered onto the side of Oluwase's head, 2 fists, but he got to the ball first.
He got the ball first, and this seems harsh to say, especially with Oluwase, who is on the ground there, clearly got clattered in his head. But he got the ball first, and then the momentum of his movement and hands then caught Oluwase in the head. So for me, the keeper got there first, not a penalty, and in the end have decided it was offside.
And Vaseli back on his feet, clears long downfield. It's flicked on by Lukic for Bosnia, headed away by Cornelius. Lukic again stretches out a long leg to try and win the ball back, but Miller has it now for Canada. Nice bob and weave away from two Bosnians, and he plays the early ball forward, looking for Oluwase into the area, but this time it's swooped on by Vasili.
So unlucky. He's gone past one player, and then he's just sprinted for 20 yards. No one's caught him. You can see he's starting to tire, so he's wanting to play one of his strikers in. He's overplayed it, but I think it's been a really positive start to the second half from Canada. 3 occasions now in the first 5 minutes where they've almost created a chance to score.
In the women's T20, Sri Lanka approaching halfway, 73 for 5 after 9.3 overs. They need another 147 runs to beat England at Edgbaston. As Miller comes forward again for Canada, he's been their brightest spark moving forward, but Dedic has played him well at times, and he manages to hold him off now on the far side, but his clearance out of play will give Canada a throw-in, and it's in Liam Miller territory.
Yeah, been a really good start the second half, and you're absolutely right. I think Liam Miller, I do like Coney when he's got on the ball, but Liam Miller's looked the most dangerous Canadian player, and looks the player who's perhaps most comfortable in playing in the World Cup.
And Miller has it again here, back towards Eustachio. And Miller's last competitive game was, of course, the playoff final when Hull beat Middlesbrough. Now Cornelius with a deep cross into the penalty area, the central defender forward for Canada, but it's gathered by Nicola Vasili, and now a high ball forward from him, and De Figueroa does well to both clear it, head it forward, and find Buchanan on this near side, but Kolasinac slides in to make the challenge. And Kolasinac, who scored an own goal against Argentina back in 2014, has been the epitome of durability for Bosnia so far today.
He's built a strong lad, isn't he? The way he just walks, he's bounding up and down that pitch, and you can see he's almost physically trying to intimidate Buchanan, who for me, I've not seen enough of him, and whenever he's sort of tried to take him on, he's not felt as if he can really get past him. Kolasinac, I think, is just, again, uses every inch of not just his weight and power, but also his experience. Whereas Liam Miller on the other side, I think, has looked very, very dangerous. And I mean, look, you know, it's the World Cup finals, as big as they get, but he's played in the richest game in world football in the Championship playoff finals, so he knows what playing in big occasions is like.
But Kolasinac, of course, left Arsenal some time ago, but he looks more of an Arsenal-type player now than maybe he did when he played for Arsenal. Yes. But here is Larea, wide towards the far side, and Miller for Canada. 7 minutes into the second half on Talk Sport. They trail 1-0, but Eustáquio, excellent ball into the penalty area. Oluwase with the shot, and goodness me, somehow it is cleared onto the underside of the crossbar, and Bosnia clear. Well, that was remarkable. It was Larrea who burst into the penalty area, and it was Kolasinac who got back, and he flicked it up onto the underside of the bar.
Just unbelievable defending. Realising actually he's got to leave his man and just get as close to the goal because Larrea is through. The keeper gets a little bit of a touch, but it's still going in. And Kolasinac, just as I say, leaves his man, gets to the goal, he gets the touch. It's not a proper touch in the sense that he's not able to watch it onto his foot and clear it, but it's enough of a touch to hit his leg, hit the crossbar, and somehow bounce out.
Luke de Figueroa was also booked in the aftermath for holding back Emin Demirovic, and now an opportunity for Demirovic. He's clean through, a great chance, and he puts it wide. A really good save by Maxim Crepo in the end. Demirovic suddenly found himself one-on-one with the Canadian goalkeeper, but he delayed and delayed, and in the end Crepo did just enough to deny him.
Well, I mean, Johnson's got to come across there and realise that your centre-forward is free. And Crepo does really, really well, because you can see that Demirovic has tried to go round the keeper. And as he's dived to the left, he's just stuck out his right leg and got enough of the ball. Well, how have we not had a goal in this second half?
Well, that Kolasinac clearance looks even better because the goalkeeper also got a touch on it. Now the corner kick is played into the penalty area for Bosnia, and it's now run clear. And here was an opportunity for Canada on the counter-attack, and it was Oluwase looking to make the break down the centre, but Larrea's ball was deflected. But Canada winning all of the second balls at the moment. And here is Miller coming forward again, down their right. High ball curled to the far post, but overhit and out of play, and it will be a goal kick. But both teams should have scored there within a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, what a game. What a second half. This is absolutely brilliant. Canada have stepped it up, 3 or 4 opportunities. They've come close to creating really good chances on goal, but that one there with Larrea and Kolasinac, I mean, if Bosnia end up keeping a clean sheet, that is one of the clearances of the season.
Well, it was pure reflex, but somehow he got it done. But here is Jonathan David with a cross into the area, deflected at the near post by Katic. And Vasily was able to recover and gather. In fact, Katic took the pace out of that cross. And now Vasily clears long downfield, headed away by de Figueroa. And you're listening to World Cup Game Day Live on Talk Sport, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app. And Oluwase has had more touches inside the Bosnian penalty area in the second half than the entire Bosnian team at the other end.
That's incredible, isn't it? And it shows that he hasn't quite got his shooting boots on, but he's definitely a handful.
And we'll see Tani Oluwase in the Champions League next season with Villarreal, along with Tyon Buchanan. Player has had a good career in Europe, also with Inter in Serie A. And really found a home at La Ceramica this season. But at the moment, you get the feeling this is the heart of the game. Canada have got to score while they're on top as we approach the hour mark. Eustáquio. And then Eustáquio is penalised as he tries to chase Kone's ball forward, but he catches Tehidovic. And it will be a free kick for Bosnia. And if they get the second, I think it's game over.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way Canada are coming back from 2-0 down against this well-organised side. Well, they're very, very much in the game. And I'm sure Jesse Marsch probably would have said, look, give it another 10, 15, 20 minutes and maybe I'll make some substitutions, give it your all. But actually, Canada have been superb in the second half, and there's no point in changing right now.
The free kick played high into the penalty area. Headed back by Katic, and now Kolasinac high hanging ball to the far post. Crepo comes and he punches the ball off the head of Bajraktanovic, and it loops behind for a corner.
Why didn't he just catch it?
Well, that's not what goalkeepers do these days.
We saw yesterday in Mexico, didn't we? The keeper Rangel, who just somehow fumbled with it when he tried to punch it away when he should have just caught it.
Corner kick for Bosnia. Deeper this time and headed towards goal and over the top by Mahanovic. And the central defender unchallenged there, but unable to find the target.
Well, I was going to say, you make a mistake like that, do not concede from that mistake. It was actually quite a free header, but no one was jumping up, and people were close. Cornelius was.
Well, the outlet is clubmate at Sassuolo, Ismail Kone. There's going to be a triple change incoming for Canada, but none of them are Alphonso Davies.
No, he's clearly not right. He's not 100%. I mean, I would have been tempted just to keep the momentum going for another 5 or 10 minutes because Canada have been superb, but how often do we see managers making a decision, making substitutions on the 60-minute mark? It's like Jesse Marsh is doing just that.
Ali Ahmed, the Norwich midfielder, among those who will be coming on. But Bosnia trying to break now, but it's been given away by Basic. And here is Miller on the counter-attack, infield to Eustaquio. Had room there to try and burst forward, but instead opts to go wide towards Laria. Here is Kone now, midway inside the Bosnian half. An hour played. Bosnia leading by a goal to 0 on TalkSport as Miller tries to play in Laria, but then wins it back, and Laria, though, losing out inside the area to Tahirovic. And here is Bajraktanovic. And in the end, Bosnia escape with a throw-in, and they're very good at doing that.
Yeah, they're on the back foot, but they're very good at just sort of being quite comfortable without the ball. And we're just looking at where Oliver Sayer was just offside. And I do think because Vasily came out and actually got the punch, got the ball first. He got the man after. Doesn't always mean that's, ball first, man after isn't a foul, but I think that would have been very harsh, and the foul obviously there would have been a penalty. Didn't matter in the end, it was offside.
But Bosnia continuing to play a very effective game, but here are the changes for Canada. Liam Miller is the first player to come off. And he stalks off on the far side to try and save some time. Jakob Schaffelberg from LAFC will come on to replace him. And now Jonathan David has been withdrawn, and he's replaced by Promise David of Union Saint-Gilloise. He's had a hip injury in the build-up to the tournament, but has won the double in Belgium this season. And the other player to make way is Derek Cornelius. And there are also multiple changes for Bosnia. Basic and Lukic are the two players who are coming off. And it's not Edin Dzeko who comes on, it's Samed Bazdar of Zaragoza in Spain. Player who has played previously for Serbia before opting to feature for Bosnia. And I'm sure they'll be looking to save Edin Dzeko for as long as they can.
Got to be honest, I thought Canada's two best players, well certainly in the first half anyway, were Liam Miller and Ismail Kone. And both have been taken off.
Yep. Basic and Lukic, the two players who've gone off, and the other player alongside Bazdar who has come on is Armin Gigovic of Young Boys in Switzerland, and he's a player who's featured previously for Sweden at international level before changing his allegiance. As Canada try and come forward now, and the ball into the area, and Promise David tries to outmuscle a challenge, and in the end it's Gigovic, the player who's just come on for Bosnia, who has gone down clutching his face. A free kick has been given, And it was Eustachio who was caught by Promise David, who was another big unit and had a very good season for Union Saint-Gilloise. And a free kick taken by Vaselli. 63 minutes played on Talk Sport. We'll be in Los Angeles at 2 a.m. for the first game involving the third co-host, the United States against Paraguay. Ben Fletcher in the chair, Flo Pollock and Alvin Martin with your commentary as Oluwase comes forward now for Canada, and he's won a throw-in on this near side, and they're really looking to hurry things up. The opportunity to break into the penalty area. Eustachio slips, Promise David turns, but the shot was blocked. It was more good defending inside the penalty area from Katic, and in the end the ball spins behind. It was Ali Ahmed, the Norwich player, who made the initial break into the penalty area, and David was having a shirt pulled there by Katic, but still got the shot away.
Yeah, and Mohamovic also just sort of stuck his foot in there as well. You can see he's a big, strong, powerful lad. Again, if that's the case, get the balls in the box, especially for set pieces.
A rare touch for Maxime Crépeau in the second half. The Canadian goalkeeper away to our left-hand side. Canada once again dominating large spells of this game. But they've had 8 shots, 2 on target. Bosnia have had 7, 3 on target. So even though they've swamped them in terms of possession, 27 touches inside the Bosnian penalty area as well. We saw that dramatic clearance off the line, but how many saves has Vaselli had to make? But maybe now, as Larrea comes forward down the left-hand side, laid back to Eustachio on the right foot. He hits it, but it's wide.
Well, I'm not sure what he's claiming for to the referee, but he gets the touch. Again, it's one of those when you're 25 yards out, just make sure you try and hit the target. He felt there was a possible foul there, it wasn't. Maybe even a deflection for a corner, it wasn't. I do think Canada have played a lot better in the second half. I'm surprised by the substitutions. I'm definitely surprised with Liam Miller being taken off, and Kone was the one playing better than Eustachio. But still, very much on the front foot.
But Bosnia looking to counter-attack here, and it's whipped forward by Memic, but all the way through to Crépeau. And of course tomorrow, across the TalkSport network, we'll be building up to Scotland's first game. 2 a.m. start on Sunday morning against Haiti, live from Boston with Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Mark McGee. As a high ball into the penalty area, the header was won at the far post by Oluwase, and in the end it beat the goalkeeper and was headed off the line. Now Difagaro has been fouled by Bazdar, and it will be a free kick for Canada midway inside the Bosnian half after another good opportunity to equalise.
Yeah, just got to keep up this pressure, keep asking the questions of this Bosnian defence, who up until now have done very well indeed. But they just position themselves in such a good way, don't they? Another one off the line there.
And now Ahmed looking to attack down this right-hand side, comes in field, picks out Eustachio, fires the cross into the near post, it's blocked. Ahmed again, it's a deeper ball, but it's over the head of Cornelius, and he will try and retreat and keep it in play, but he can't do so. And it's a throw-in on the far side for Bosnia. And it was cleared off the line by Katic, the central defender. A good header by Oluwase, beating Kolasinac in the air. That's not happened too often, but right place at the right time.
Absolutely. And look, they have stepped it up, Canada, and I think it would be harsh. I said at half-time that although they had a couple of really good chances, I think Bosnia probably deserved to be ahead.
But Bosnia can break here with Bajraktanovic down the right-hand side. 2 wait inside the penalty area, holds on to the ball, and eventually he's challenged by Larrea. But Kolasinac will play a high ball in. Bajraktanovic at the far post, winning the header under pressure from Larrea, who was absolutely livid, the assistant on the far side, didn't flag Bayraktalovic offside in the first place, but now Eustáquio comes forward, wide towards Ahmed for Canada on this near side. We've gone beyond the midpoint of the second half, and Bosnia still lead by a goal to nil. Oluwase has been fouled though by Bazdar, the centre forward, who has come on and given away a succession of free kicks so far.
Just to finish off what I was saying, Bosnia probably deserved to be a goal ahead, just because I thought they were so well organised. But second half, if Canada are not able to get a goal here, they'll be absolutely kicking themselves. They've given it absolutely everything. They've got to continue to do so. They must believe they can get their equaliser. If they do, why not the winner?
And the free kick high into the penalty area, flicked away by Demirovic. Kolasinac avoids the corner kick on the far side, under pressure from De Figueiredo, who bowls him over, and it will be a free kick. Next for Canada, they head to Vancouver for their next game on Thursday against Qatar, and they will stay in British Columbia for their final game against Switzerland, which, well, could be winner takes all for them. As for Bosnia, as we head to a hydration break, they're in LA on Thursday to meet Switzerland, and then they head to the Pacific Northwest to play Qatar in Seattle. If they win this, I think they'll go through.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing for Canada is, what you don't want to be doing is going into that last game against Switzerland feeling you need to win. I mean, that's why they really need at least a point here. You would expect them to beat Qatar, but then you're probably looking at maybe the third, hoping that you're one of the 8, and you just never know. That's why this game is so important. Even if you finish third in 8 of the 12 groups, you can qualify, but you don't want to be one of those 4 that don't.
And as the host nation, you don't want to creep through.
No, you don't. You don't. I mean, what I would say is, let's not forget where Canada are. You know, in the last World Cup, in both the World Cups they've played in, they've not won a game. So even if they do creep through, then that's fine. But yeah, in an ideal world, obviously you want to try and win the group and stay in Canada, but I don't think that's what necessarily Jesse Marsh will be thinking right now. It's about just trying to somehow, in the last 20 minutes plus injury time, find a way to get that equaliser. If they can finish 1-1 now, they'll be absolutely delighted.
And you're listening to World Cup Game Day live on TalkSport, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk. And the Sports Bar Weekend with Adam Catterall and Carlton Cole coming up at the end of this game. 03717 223344 is the number to call. 1 or 2 nervous Bosnian faces in the crowd at the moment. The latest in the cricket, by the way, the Women's T20 World Cup. Sri Lanka have imploded. They're 99 for 8 after 14 overs, still needing 121 from 6 overs with 2 wickets remaining. My maths isn't great, but that's a pretty tall order. So England on the way to an opening victory, but Canada cannot say the same here as the host nation. And during the hydration break, the pitch has been watered as well. I've never seen that before during a game.
Pitch being hydrated as well.
Yeah.
A few players just trying to get in the way of the sprinklers there.
It's a warm day, but it's not oppressively hot.
No.
And the play will resume with a free kick for Bosnia, which Nikola Vasilic, who was relegated this season with St. Pauli in Germany, he takes it. Headed away by Cornelius. And again, Bosnia just do the simple things right, and they've done that throughout the game. They've scored from a set piece, and they have just defended, and then defended some more.
Yeah, and I think the hydration break would have come at a good time as well. Any way to try and just stop the game or slow it down. That's what they want. They want that game management. They don't want the Canadians to get on the front foot, get the crowd behind them.
Well, Bosnia have drawn their last 5 games, 4 of them 1-1, but they wouldn't take 1-1 here today, and now they will try and break. Bazdar heads it wide to this near side. He's looking for Memic, but it's brought clear by Ahmed, but Tahirovic comes in with a good challenge. And Bosnia with Gigovic will maintain possession. They're just missing the aerial threat of Lukic at the moment. He won 10 of his 13 aerial duels when he was on the field. They couldn't get near him. And now it's a free kick for Bosnia. And Ismail Kone really frustrated as Bashar goes down inside the centre circle. But Facundo Tello was unmoved.
Yeah, I mean, it was a foul. He was not happy with it. And all I would say, just getting involved and making sure his teammate didn't say anything that he shouldn't have done.
And we've just got a shot on the monitor of Alphonso Davies watching on, not warming up. There'll be 2 more Bosnian changes in a moment. Ivan Sunjic, one of them who'll be coming on. And Kerim Alabegovic, the 18-year-old, will also be coming on. There's been plenty of talk about him. The Salzburg midfielder scored the winning penalty in the shootout against Wales. He was on loan, or rather signed by Salzburg from Leverkusen, and he played so well last season they're very quickly signing him back. Memic and Bayraktanovic are the players who are going off, and Ivan Sunjic, who is now with Paphos in Cyprus, played in the Champions League this season, the former Birmingham player. He will come on to try and shore up the midfield as Schaffelberg for Canada makes a run down the far side. He was challenged by Dedic. It's out of play, and it's a goal kick, and the Canadians now getting increasingly frustrated.
Well, Schaffelberg hasn't really got in the game, has he, since he's come on? I just think Liam Miller, for me, was the most dangerous player that Canada had. So, again, certainly in the first half. He was very dangerous in the second half, albeit, I would say, looking dangerous as well. But I thought over the whole game so far, Liam Miller has been Canada's best player, and yet he's off the pitch now. And his substitute hasn't really made any impact.
He's on the ball now, Schaffelberg, looking to go beyond the challenge of Gigovic, but Gigovic wins the ball, leaves Schaffelberg on the ground, and Canada will have to do some defending here. We've got 15 minutes to play on TalkSport. Canada 0, Bosnia 1, the goal after 21 minutes. Jovo Lukic nodding in a set piece, and Bosnia have just kept them out since. They also had a great chance with Demirovic to make it 2-0, and that would have surely finished things off had he scored. But Bosnia trying to come forward again with Gigovic, but he's challenged by Cornelius. But first touch now for Sunjic, who wins the ball in midfield and just presses his palms towards the ground and says, let's calm things down, because we're winning and all the pressure is on them.
Yeah, already he's had about 5 or 6 touches, and you can see that the composed player that he is in central midfield. Canada obviously running around, but he's playing the game at his pace and just telling everybody else to keep calm as well.
Carl Larin now coming on to replace Tani Oluwaseyi. Larin, of course, plays in Spain, but ended the season on loan at Southampton. 9 goals in 22 games. His season cut short by Spygate.
Don't go there.
Fact's a fact. I'm not giving an opinion. But at the moment, on our monitor, we can see Ryan Reynolds watching on among many disappointed Canadian fans, not necessarily with the performance, but with the scoreline, as Larin makes the run into the penalty area. But now they've got Larin and Promise David in attack. David will, I think, push wide to the right-hand side, Schaffelberg on the left.
Yeah, but he's changed the front 4 now, hasn't he? He's obviously wanting fresh legs, but sometimes if a player looks like he can beat his man, again, I go back to Liam Miller staying on the pitch. Schaffelberg hasn't got involved at all. He may well pop up and score or make an assist for the equaliser, but as yet hasn't done it. It's all very well having in your mind after 60 minutes you want to make changes, but how well are these individual players playing that you're about to take off? And I thought Miller certainly was playing really well.
Alabegovic becomes Bosnia's youngest World Cup player. Of course, even before 2014 they had some great players in previous Yugoslav teams before independence. Dusan Bajovic in 1974 and Safet Susic in a couple of World Cups, and he was the Bosnian coach in 2014. Really great player for Paris Saint-Germain and many others, as Canada try and come forward now. Larin with a shot, and he scored! Kyle Larin! And Canada have their equaliser. And on their big day, Kyle Larin has stepped off the bench to save them. I think it may be his first touch, but it dropped from him inside the penalty area, and he lashed it home. He made no mistake. And the crowd in Toronto goes mad, because Kyle Larin makes it Canada 1, Bosnia 1.
And you know what? They deserve it. The way they played in the second half, they've been on the front foot. I actually feel the last 5 or so minutes Bosnia have gained a little bit more control of the game, but it's a 1-2 into the box. Larin has done really well. The first touch is good. He's just got past one central defender. The other one hasn't gone close enough. It's a little bit of a deflection there. As he has the shot, yes, it looks like it. It's just made it past Vasily. It absolutely doesn't matter. Really good play. As he runs off, puts his fingers to his ears. But the noise is deafening. And the fans, including Ryan Reynolds and, of course, Jesse Marsh, absolutely delighted. They are back in the game, and who knows, time to go and get the winner.
Well, what an inspired change. Kyle Larin stepping off the bench and scoring within 3 minutes. And Canada, with 11 minutes to play, are level. And Bosnia's defensive resolve finally melted away. And you can hear the noise inside the stadium, because the Canadian football public now want the winning goal. And Bosnia could be set for yet another 1-1 draw. They led for nearly an hour, but now they're under pressure, because Larin and David are chasing a long ball forward. Promise David gathers, and he shoots from the edge of the penalty area, but it was a scuffed effort, and it goes wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, these two are causing absolute chaos in the Bosnian defence. Promise David went down as if he'd been shot. He hadn't. He's trying to win the free kick on the edge of the box. But well done, Kyle Larin. I mean, a lot of substitutions were made. I still feel out on the left middle will be better. In terms of up front, Jesse Marsh will be absolutely delighted. Has definitely come off
Katic.
And in that sense, the defender's really unlucky. It doesn't matter. No Canadian will care about that either. And do you know what, Nigel? They deserve it. I think Bosnia have been very clever. They've been very experienced. They've been very well organised. They've got the goal from the set piece. And if you watch the game, Canada have given it absolute their all. Lacking in quality, yes, in the final third, but we knew about that. And they definitely don't deserve to lose this, and who knows, they may well win it.
Larin scoring 119 seconds after coming on with his first touch. 9 minutes to play. Canada 1, Bosnia 1. Very different game now, as David chases a long ball down the centre. It's hammered away by Vasily, and Bosnia, I'm sure, would take the points at this stage, with the game against Qatar still to come, because 4 points, and I think you're definitely going to get through in third.
That's the same for Canada, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why
we've not seen Switzerland yet. We're calling Switzerland as group winners, but now Larin coming forward once again, but Vasily will get there first.
No, we haven't seen them yet. We don't know yet how they're going to play, but from what I've seen tonight, I do think Switzerland are better than both of these sides. I think Bosnia are very battle-hardened, very well organised, perhaps lacking a little bit in quality, but very physical. And Canada are giving it their all, but I think they just lack a little bit of quality as well. So I would say, although we don't yet know, that Switzerland are the best team in this group. They have to prove it. And that's why it's really important for Canada to get the point as well. And if both of these teams beat Qatar, then whoever finishes third, you would think 4 points would be enough.
Well, Sergei Barbarez, the Bosnian coach, looking very smart in his white t-shirt and blue blazer. Watching on as Kolasinac receives some treatment. I think he may be about to go off, the Bosnian captain as well. He's taken off the armband and he will hobble off injured as well. I hope that's not too serious, because he's had a great game. Well, Toronto undoubtedly is a genuine football city, and we're seeing that here now and hearing it here now as well.
You know what, you're seeing pictures of the crowd and it's just completely changed, isn't it? The Canadians are up, they're shouting, they're screaming, arms in the air. They believe their team can go on and win. The Bosnian fans putting their hands like they're having a prayer and looking up to the sky. They do want the game to finish right now.
Well, Kolasinac has gone off and he's been replaced by Denis Bernic, plays in the German second tier for Karlsruhe. So that's the sort of pool that Sergei Barbarez has to select his players from. And let's not forget, they were winning this game for 80 minutes, or pretty much 80 minutes. Now Kone with a missed kick for Canada. It drops to Bazdar for Bosnia. He can break into the penalty area on the right. He's challenged by Richie Larea, who wants a free kick, but a corner kick's been given to Bosnia. And could this be their chance to snatch it with 5 minutes to play?
Well, I'll tell you what, after the way Canada have played in the second half, they will be nervous now. And one thing that hasn't changed is this Bosnia side is still very tall and physical. They'll be dangerous on set pieces.
Bosnia with an out-swinging corner in towards that near post. It's cleared, and then a complete miss kick from Bernic, but he wins it back, scoops it high into the box. Bazdar can't control, but Bosnia still have it now, but in the end it's one back, and Eustáquio will run the ball clear. And the Bosnian changes have not really worked for them, you have to say. They've not got players like Alabegovic into the game, and at the moment players like Sunic are rather finding it passing them by.
Yeah, when he first came on in the first few minutes, you could see he was getting on the ball, he was passing. It's just amazing the difference a goal can make. Obviously the cliche goal change games, but they do, not just in terms of the scoreline, but momentum and the body language. And suddenly you find energy from somewhere you didn't think you had when you thought you were perhaps heading towards a defeat. You know you'll never give up, you're playing for your country, but you're not quite sure how you're going to break this team down. Conversely, the other side, they look comfortable, well organised, and now they're on the back foot.
Sri Lanka looking to bat out their overs. England are going to win the opening game of the women's T20. 114 for 8, 3 overs to play, 106 runs behind England. Here it is 1-1 in Toronto between Canada and Bosnia, with just under 4 minutes to play, and Canada are pouring forward again here. They've got a throw in on the far side. Schaffelberg, I think, was looking for an alternative taker, and it will be Johnston who will try and hurl this into the penalty area. Player who was used very sparingly by Celtic this season due to injury, and the long throw from him is cleared. Eustáquio will try and recover it back out wide towards Johnston. He swings the cross in with the right foot, headed away though by Katic at the near post, and Bosnia will try and bring it forward now, and it's a high ball forward from Alabegovic and a chase for Demirovic, and he's got support from Bazdar inside the area, but he can't see him, and he was under pressure anyway, and Bosnia have to retreat to the halfway line. Now Sunic in towards Gigovic. Demirovic trying to work the ball around the corner back towards Gigovic, but Schaffelberg will clear. David brings it down on his thigh on the halfway line, looks to bulldoze his way beyond Katic. He's challenged by Sunic and fouled by him, and it will be a free kick for Canada, and it's taken Canada 80 minutes to actually ruffle the central defenders, and that coincides with Promise David coming onto the field.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, he's such a big unit, he really is. But so are these Bosnian centre-halves, and where they were doing the bullying in the first half and most of the second as well, now it's the other way round. And suddenly they look, you know, the moment the ball comes in, they just want to kick it away because they can't handle the physicality of David.
Ahmed now, infield towards Johnston. Ahmed again, he's got De Figueroa in support, but Kone wide towards Ahmed. They've worked this cleverly. Eustáquio scoops it into the area, and in the end it's just hammered away by Maharamovic. And now Kone on the halfway line, caught by Demirovic, who he's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card, but it will be a free kick for Canada and no more, with 90 seconds to play on Talk Sport. Canada 1, Bosnia 1. And it's not been one for the purists, but it has been a really entertaining game.
It's been a really good game. You're right, it's not been a classic, get the ball down, little passes. Really enjoyable game. And when you think about this is only the second game of the third game of the World Cup, and the first one for these two teams that can be cagey. It's been really enjoyable to watch and work on.
Alabegovic, the 18-year-old for Bosnia, infield to Demirovic. The crossfield ball from Sunic, I think, may have hit Cornelius in the face, but Canada win it back. Here is Ahmed. Eustáquio, though, was caught as he passed in the ball, and he's fouled, and it will be a free kick for Canada as we enter the 90th minute. And they'll be wanting as much added time as they can find here to try and push on and win this game.
Just incredible, isn't it? 15-20 minutes ago we're thinking, you know, they're not going to unlock this defence. They look as if they've run out of ideas. It's not going to happen for them. They look tired. Now, you're absolutely right. They want 10 minutes to come up on the board if it possibly can.
Well, we'll find out very soon. It's a free kick here for Canada. Everybody back for Bosnia. Eustáquio plays it high, and Vasily will come through the crowd and claim. And that's a waste.
Well, look, he's a really experienced player, and I watched a lot of him in Portugal playing for Porto. I'll tell you what, the captain has been shocking on set pieces.
6 added minutes. The weekend sports bar coming up at the end of this game with Adam Cattrall and Carlton Cole. 03717 223344. Don't forget, USA Paraguay coming up at 2 o'clock. And then tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff, Qatar, Switzerland, Brazil against Morocco at 11, before Haiti against Scotland at 2 o'clock on Sunday morning. England, of course, in action in Arlington on Wednesday against Croatia. And they're having to wait a long time to make their bow at this World Cup. And there's going to be another Canadian change here, and it's Eustáquio who is going off, and Jonathan Osorio, Toronto player, is coming on. 34 today. And this is 92nd cap. And he's another player who they've not been able to risk for the entirety of this game. Alabegovic, mazy dribble from him, but he's lost out, and now it's quickly played forward, but Promise David had just left something on Maharamovic just inside the Canadian half, and it will be a free kick. Trailing arm, I think it was.
Yeah, I'd like to see if it was, or whether it's actually, again, just another moment of perhaps David just out-muscling the centre-halves, who are big and strong lads themselves. Oh, it looks like it's a head clash, actually.
Yes. Accidental.
Yeah. It's kind of just ran into him.
Yeah.
I understand why he has gone down. Honestly, Promise David, how tall is he? 6'3"?
I think taller than that.
6'4", yeah. I don't think how many kilos he weighs, but
he's mobile as well, though.
He is mobile. He is. He's a handful for sure.
Sort of built on similar lines to Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah.
Another Belgian.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not Belgian, plays in Belgium.
And he's taller than him.
Yeah. Free kick, though, for Bosnia. And it's flighted high towards the edge of the penalty area. Canada make heavy weather of clearing, but now Larin will try and gather and drive clear from midway inside his own half, and he's pulled back by Katic, and he'll get the yellow card. And I think he was going to shake the hand of the referee there, Katic, because he knew it was so blatant.
I mean, it was a rugby tackle, wasn't it? Sometimes players, when they're that tired and getting towards the end of the game and they're taking one for the team, as it were, they don't even try and go for the ball. Just both arms around him, almost a rugby tackle, throwing him to the ground. Sorry, ref, yeah, shake my hand.
3 minutes of added time still to play. Canada 1, Bosnia 1 here on TalkSport, and there's still time for somebody to win this game. I think Canada will be brave enough, there's no doubt about that. Vasily clears downfield, and then Sunic wins the header for Bosnia, and Bazdar, it doesn't stick with him, but Bazdar then wins it back from Kone and slides it on Larea, and there's no doubt that Bosnia have missed having a focal point in attack like Sunic or maybe Žeko, as they try and build on the far side, but the challenge comes in.
They haven't been quite the same since Lukic went off,
no.
have they?
In both penalty areas.
Yeah.
Now it's brought forward by Osorio. And flights it wide to this near side. Ahmed is able to take it down. The high cross to the far post, and Vasily with safe hands under pressure inside the 6-yard area.
Yeah, just can't afford to put it there so high for the keeper to come and claim it. You're on the front foot, opposition on the back foot, 90 seconds left. Put the ball in the right area, or just keep it. You don't think you can put the ball in the right area, just pass it to someone else who might be able to.
I seem to remember Jim Proudfoot, our England commentator, predicted 1-1.
He did.
Earlier in the show, so he's the man to follow at this World Cup. Ahmed. Now back to De Figueiredo for Canada, inside the centre circle. Cornelius. Bosnia very, very deep now, with just over a minute of added time to play. It looks as though Canada have saved their excellent record in Toronto, but they want to cap their World Cup debut here with a win. Osorio again, and now a chase for Larea into the penalty area. He cuts back and then he goes down, but he finds Larin with a shot. It's blocked. Promised David can't get on the rebound, and Bosnia will hack the ball away. But Canada look to quickly keep the pressure on. Maybe one final chance for them. Osorio back to Cornelius into the final 30 seconds of added time. De Figueiredo. Now Cornelius again. They are certainly taking their time here and getting the ball forward. De Figueiredo wide towards Ahmed, who's made an impact since coming on, and he will try and create something now. He works the 1-2. Ahmed goes down, but the referee says he was looking to buy it, and it will be a goal kick, and that might be that.
Yeah, I think that is it now. And look, in terms of the substitutions, I don't think the wide players have made the impact. The front two certainly have, and Carl Larin just had a chance there. Again, great defending, last-ditch defending. There would have been a definite goal in the winner. It wasn't to be in the end for Canada.
Well, that's it. A point apiece in the end. At the end of a really watchable game in Toronto. I think both coaches will be dissatisfied. Bosnia because they were ahead for so long, and Canada because they piled on the pressure throughout the game, but a lack of quality meant they had to go to their bench, and Kyle Larin to come on and score a late equaliser to cancel out the earlier goal from Jovo Lukic for Bosnia in the first half. But both of these teams have something to build on at the end of an historic day in Toronto, where it's finished Canada 1, Bosnia 1.
This is my only favorite station.
AW Radio. AW Radio. That's you.